You can't focus anymore. You open your phone to check one thing, and 30 minutes disappear. You start a task, but your mind keeps searching for something new, something faster. This isn't your fault, it's what your brain has been trained to crave. Every time you scroll, tap, or receive a new notification, your brain releases a tiny burst of a powerful chemical, dopamine. This neurotransmitter is often misunderstood as the molecule of pleasure, but that's not quite right. Neuroscientists have discovered that dopamine is primarily the chemical of anticipation. It's the engine of seeking. It evolved to drive us towards survival-critical rewards, like finding food or a mate. It's the feeling of, not the feeling of. The pleasure of a good meal is governed by different brain chemicals. Dopamine is the restless urge that made you open the delivery app in the first place. Modern digital platforms have become masters at exploiting this ancient seeking system. They do this through a psychological principle known as intermittent variable rewards. Imagine a slot machine. You pull the lever, not knowing if you'll win or how much. It's the unpredictability of a jackpot that makes it so compelling. Your phone is the new slot machine. The pull to refresh gesture is the lever. The reward is the unknown content that will appear next. A surprising message, a viral video, a rush of likes. The reward is always changing, always uncertain. This variability keeps your brain on high alert, trapping you in an endless cycle of stimulation, always anticipating the next potential hit. This isn't an accident, it's a business model. We live in what has been termed the attention economy. In this digital landscape, your focused time is the most valuable and scarce resource. Companies from social media giants to news aggregators are locked in a zero-sum competition for your eyeballs, because user engagement directly translates to advertising revenue. To win this battle, they employ designers and engineers to create sticky experiences. Features like infinite scroll and auto-playing videos are not designed for your well-being. They are meticulously crafted to dismantle your off-ramps and keep you inside their digital walls. This constant low-grade stimulation fundamentally alters our cognitive state. When we are endlessly scrolling, our brain operates in a reactive high-frequency mode, often associated with beta brainwaves. It's a state of shallow, fragmented attention, optimized for processing a rapid-fire stream of novel information. This mode actively works against our ability to enter a state of deep focus, the calm, cohesive, alpha-wave state required for learning complex skills, creative problem-solving, or simply having a meaningful conversation. We are training our brains to prefer the shallows, slowly losing our ability to swim in the deep. This leads to a cascade of hidden costs. Our capacity for creativity diminishes, our memories become fractured as we fail to encode experiences deeply. We suffer from decision fatigue, exhausted by 1,000 tiny, meaningless choices. Neuroscientists call this entire mechanism the dopamine feedback loop. It's a system that preys on our primal wiring, so when you find yourself unable to look away, understand that it's not a personal failure or a simple addiction to your phone. It's an addiction to engineered possibility, a powerful illusion of control that quietly erodes our autonomy, one scroll at a time. Your attention has become the most valuable currency on Earth. It's not traded on any stock exchange, but in a vast, invisible marketplace that operates 24 hours a day. In this economy, you are not the customer, you are the product, and your focus, your finite precious ability to concentrate, is the raw material being bought and sold. This isn't a new phenomenon, but its scale is unprecedented. Decades ago, the economist and Nobel laureate Herbert A. Simon predicted our modern dilemma with startling clarity. He stated that, "A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention." In the age of print and broadcast, attention was simply the gateway to selling you a newspaper or a car. The business model was straightforward. But the digital revolution flipped the equation entirely. Now, for a vast number of services that are ostensibly free, your attention is no longer the gateway, it is the destination, it is the product itself. The business model of the modern internet is built on a simple premise: the more time you give a platform, the more it learns about you. This data allows advertisers to target you with unnerving precision. It has created a zero-sum game for your mind. Every minute you spend on one app is a minute you cannot spend on another, or reading a book, or talking with your family. This has ignited an arms race, with the brightest minds focused not on solving grand challenges, but on figuring out how to capture your gaze for just a few seconds longer. To win this race, they've engineered a digital environment using persuasive technology, designed to bypass your rational brain. Consider the infinite scroll. It eliminates any natural stopping point, creating a bottomless well of content. Or the pull-to-refresh mechanism, deliberately modeled after a slot machine. You pull the lever, and you might get a reward, a new like, a message, or you might get nothing. This is called a variable reinforcement schedule, one of the most powerful behavioral hooks known to psychology. It keeps you coming back for another pull, another hit of dopamine. Every app, every notification, every recommended for you is a tool to hijack your focus. The red dot of a notification triggers urgency. Autoplay features make the decision for you, keeping you passively engaged, not actively informed. The algorithms that curate your feeds are not optimized for your well-being or for truth. They are optimized for one thing: engagement. They learn to show you content that provokes a strong emotional reaction, often outrage. Because strong emotions are what keep you glued to the screen. The consequences of living in this ecosystem are becoming starkly clear. You may have heard the statistic. Studies suggest the average human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds in the year 2000 to just 8 seconds today. That's shorter than the proverbial goldfish. While the science behind the goldfish comparison is debatable, the metaphor highlights a tangible shift in our cognitive experience. We feel it every day. The itch to check our phone, the difficulty of reading a long article, the sense of our thoughts scattering like dust in the wind. But the real danger isn't just a shorter attention span, it's a shallower one. Every time we switch tasks, an attention residue stays stuck on the task we just left. In a state of constant connectivity, we operate with a fragmented mind. This cultivates shallow attention, making it nearly impossible to think deeply, to follow a complex argument, or to stay with a thought long enough for insight to emerge. We are losing the capacity for contemplation, for the deep work that produces everything of value. We are trading the depths of our minds for the shallow surface of the digital stream. To understand the hidden costs of our digital lives, we first need to understand the two fundamental states our brain operates in. The first, and the one we increasingly live in, is the beta state. Think of this as your brain's high alert mode, characterized by fast, reactive, and scattered brain waves. This state is an evolutionary marvel, perfectly honed for survival in a world of immediate physical threats. It's what helps you swerve to avoid an accident or react quickly to a sudden noise. In the digital world, however, this survival mechanism is constantly artificially triggered. Every notification, every email, every breaking news alert pings our brain, keeping it locked in this state of perpetual vigilance. We're always scanning, always reacting. While this can feel productive, it's a cognitive trap. It's fantastic for triage, but absolutely terrible for deep thinking, creativity, or sustained focus. You can't compose a symphony while dodging traffic, and you can't solve a complex problem while your attention is being fragmented every few seconds. The true cost of living in this constant beta state is the loss of its counterpart, the alpha state. If beta is the frantic city street, alpha is the quiet reflective library. This is a state of relaxed wakefulness, where brainwaves are slower, more rhythmic, and coherent. It's the gentle hum of a mind at ease, the state you naturally enter when you're taking a long walk, listening to music, or simply letting your thoughts drift without a specific goal. This isn't idle time, it's essential cognitive processing time. The alpha state is the fertile ground where creativity blossoms. It's where disparate ideas, floating in the back of your mind, can finally connect, leading to those aha moments of insight. It's also critical for memory consolidation. Without these periods of reflective quiet, the information we consume remains shallow and fleeting, never properly encoded into our long-term memory. We end up consuming vast quantities of information, but retaining very little. We become information-rich, but knowledge-poor. The consequences are not just cognitive, they are physiological. Over time, this chronic overstimulation takes a toll on a crucial part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. This is the CEO of your brain, responsible for executive functions like planning, complex decision-making, and, most importantly, impulse control. Think of your self-control as a muscle. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone or click on a distracting link, you're doing a rep, strengthening that muscle. But when we live in a state of constant reaction, we rarely exercise it. We give in to every digital whim. The prefrontal cortex becomes fatigued, and its ability to say no weakens. This leads to a phenomenon known as decision fatigue. After making thousands of tiny, inconsequential decisions online, your capacity for making good, important decisions in the real world is depleted. You're more likely to opt for the easy choice over the right one, whether it's with your diet, your finances, or your relationships. Ultimately, what's at stake is more than just focus. It's your autonomy. When your actions are dictated not by your own intentions and values, but by the triggers and algorithms designed to capture your attention, you are no longer in the driver's seat of your own life. You lose the very agency that allows you to build a life of purpose and meaning. The cure isn't to quit technology, it's to retrain your brain. Try these small shifts: monotask, one window, one purpose, silence notifications, protect your dopamine budget, schedule boredom. Yes, real downtime restores creative flow. Digital fasting, 1 hour a day with no screens. Your brain will resist at first, but with time, stillness becomes your new stimulation. Your mind wasn't built for constant noise, it was built for meaning. Reclaim your focus and your eye. And you'll remember what it feels like to truly think.